to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today. There is always news happening in the Valley. When you see it, share it to Valley Central. See a fire? Share it. See a wreck? Share it. See crime or corruption? Share it. Be part of the Valley Central team. If you see it, share it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Real Sports Live Network here at the historic Sam Stadium in Brownsville, Texas, as we get ready to stream PSJA Memorial and Brownsville Rivera on Coach Joe A. Rodriguez Field. If you've been with us on the BISD channel, we've been talking a little bit about both teams and what we're going to see here tonight. And once again, just a quick recap. We have two teams here that are 0-3 and 0-2 in district play, and this is a big one. This is a big one for both teams because it could be a turning point for the team that comes out the victor tonight and gains some momentum and some energy coming off of a win. Now, for those who come up short tonight, that's going to hurt, and they're going to have to come back again next week in an extremely tough district, this 15-5A. So the stage is set, a renovated stadium, a new sense of pride, and two teams under new leadership, both absolutely desperate for that breakout district victory. It's a battle of validation. It's a fight for the future of these two programs' seasons. And tonight, there can only be one winner. The opening kickoff is not too far away. We're about 12 minutes away from kickoff. And when we come back from this break, we'll talk about this district, District 15-5A. Extremely tough district, but there will be a winner at the end of the day, and there will be four teams that'll make it to the next season that we call playoffs. This is Real Sports Live Networks, and we'll be back.
At Marine Military Academy, we educate those who dare to achieve. Those eager to control their future before it controls them. Those who can follow a path so they can eventually make their own. Those ready to join in order to stand out. Welcome to MMA, forging tomorrow's leaders.
At Tortilleria Ibanez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibanez, tradition on every plate.
All right, let's dive into the landscape of what is shaping up to be one of the most competitive districts in all of South Texas, the 15 5A Division I. We are hitting the midway point of this district race, and folks, this is where the cream starts to rise to the top. This is separation weekend. At the very top right now, you have two undefeated juggernauts, and they are both facing massive tests here tonight. The Corpus Christi Flower Bluff Hornets are a perfect 5-0 on the year, and they're putting their 3-0 district record on the line in a colossal showdown with the Weslaco East Wildcats tonight, who are also 2-0 in district play. This will be a heavyweight bout and start shaping who will be at the top of the district. That will be an interesting play. And that's not the only battle of district unbeatens. The PSJA North Raiders, let's not forget them, huh? A perfect 4-0 overall, and they have a big test against the 2-1 Harlingen South Hawks, who have been playing some good football here lately. The winner of that game will take a massive step forward, securing a high playoff seed, if not also competing for a district championship. By the time the lights go out tonight, these top of the standings will definitely look different after tonight. So we got some big games going on, and it will shape a lot of what's happening. And that brings us to the crowded middle now. So we may have 1, 2, 3 games going on there, but who's going to grab that fourth spot? That is where the middle is crowded, or anything could really happen. And these teams are jockeying for that playoff spot. The Corpus Christi Vet Memorial Eagles are sitting at a solid 2-1 and have a crucial week off to rest up and watch all the chaos that will unfold after tonight. Further down the board, you have a classic rivalry game with bragging rights on the line, the tale of the two Donnas. Donna Redskins take on the Donna North Chiefs. And in a battle of two teams with their backs against the wall, that's here in Brownsville. Brownsville Rivera Raiders and the PSJA Memorials squaring off here tonight. Both desperate to get their first district win and salvage their season. From top to bottom, the district is loaded with meaningful football tonight. It's going to be a fantastic slate of games in that district. Can't wait to see what happens. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about both of these teams.
Cameron County has emerged as one of the most promising regions in Texas. We're experiencing unprecedented growth. New infrastructure projects are being developed. We're a leader in spaceflight research and have become an energy export powerhouse. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again.
Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Weslaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live Network's pregame show brought to you by South Padre Island and Luke Freya Motors here at Sam Stadium. Let's talk a little bit about both these teams' schedules, where they've been and where they are going. Let's take a look at the visiting Wolverines. Their journey has been one that has been an absolute baptism by fire to start this season. When you look at their record being 0-4, you have to look at who they've played. This team has faced a murderer's row of opponents right out the gate. They opened up with two of the Valley's elite Brownsville vets in McAllen. And the score tells the story of just how tough that those games were if you've been a Memorial fan over there. Then you open up district play with two more juggernauts. You had to go through Westaco East. And then last week a buzzsaw against Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. This is a trial by fire that would test any program in the state. And that brings us here tonight. For this team, the season comes down to right here, right now on the road against Brownsville Rivera. At 0-4 with their backs against the wall, this is a must-win situation. It's a crossroads game. The time for moral victory is over. It's about finding a way, any way, to get into the win column and change the narrative of their season. And it looks like this is the best shot to do it. The line of this game is razor thin, a virtual pick-em tonight. This is the one they want to have, because the road won't get any easier. A win tonight could build crucial momentum for a home team against a Donna North team next week. But after that, the back half of the schedule is relentless. They're going to have to travel to PSJA North. They're going to have to face Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial. And they're going to have to take on an emerging Harlingen South team. The mission is clear, though. It all starts here tonight. Find a way to win, build some confidence, and see if you can salvage this season. For this team, the playoffs effectively start right now. This is Real Sports Live Network. We come back right before kickoff. We'll talk a little bit about the Rivera Raiders schedule.
From the largest inventory of luxury vehicles in the Valley. Elevate your style when you choose from more than 200 new cars and SUVs available today. This is where legends are made and what they drive. Bird Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh.
Fiber, business or home, take a look at what we do.
Every journey begins with a dream. At Bird Ogden Chevrolet in Mission, we're here to help you chart your own course with the confidence of the Chevy brand behind you. Your adventure starts here, Bird Ogden Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still in our pregame show. We're a couple minutes away from opening kickoff, but before this game gets started and we get into the first quarter of action, let's now talk about Brownsville Rivera Raiders schedule. Let's break down the schedule that is the very definition of being better than the record indicates. When you first see that they're 1-4, you might think of that you know the whole story. But for this squad, you have to look at how they've competed over the last few weeks. Their lone victory this year was an absolute thriller, just a gun-blazing 45-44 shootout win over Edinburgh North. And we're going to take a quick pause as we give respect to our country. beautifully done here at Sam Stadium as the chorus from Brownsville, Rivera, the choir, did a fantastic job. Back to where we're talking about the Raiders' schedule. Their lone victory this year, it was an absolute thriller, a shootout against Edinburgh North that found them on top 45-44. So that shows what offensive power that they have here. But since then, it's been a story of agonizingly close calls and heartbreak. Yes, they ran into that buzzsaw on the road against the powerhouse Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial team. But look at their last two district games. The first one against Harlingen South, a 3-point loss, and then an 8-point loss on the road to Donna. Those are tough, physical, down-to-the-wire games that could have gone either way. This is a team that is right there on the cusp, but they are still learning how to finish, how to make that one critical play in that fourth quarter to turn a close loss into a victory. And that's what makes tonight's home game against these Wolverines so absolutely critical. This is their chance to change the narrative. You're at home, you're a slim favorite, and you are in absolute must-win territory to keep any playoff hopes alive. The season is on the line here tonight. They have to get this one because the road ahead is an absolute minefield. They're going to have to travel to powerful Weslaco East. They're going to have to host the juggernaut Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. The back half of this schedule is an unforgiving one. So the mission tonight is clear. It's not just about getting a win. It's about proving to themselves they can close out a tough football game. It's about turning those heartbreak losses into a season-defining victory. The backs are against the wall, and they have to come out swinging here tonight. We are just a few short minutes away from kickoff. This is Real Sports Live Network. We'll be back, and when we do, it'll be kickoff time.
A familias rendir homenaje a sus seres queridos por más de 100 años, desde sus instalaciones hasta asegurarle un servicio personalizado, atendiendo todos los detalles a un precio cómodo. Garza Memorial Funeral Home, donde la atención personal hace la diferencia.
GMC and Buick. Performance, innovation, and style. Don't settle. Get behind the wheel of a GMC or Buick at Bert Ogden Motors in Edinburgh. We shop the competition so you don't have to.
Go, go!
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again.
Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995 or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Weslaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. It is kickoff time, and we're ready for some RGV Friday Night Lights here at Sam Stadium on Coach Joe Wade Rodriguez Field as the Brownsville Rivera Raiders host the PSJA Memorial Wolverines. The Raiders will get their opportunity to start off with the ball here in the first. Deep kick sailed all the way past the end zone. And that Raider offense marches out into the field. Raiders offense led by quarterback Ivan Rodriguez as he gets his troops ready and in order. If you guys ever get an opportunity to come out to Sam Stadium, please do. The Jumbotron out here is just mesmerizing. And here we go, start of the game. Ball handed off to Ivan Rodriguez as he actually loses a yard there. Ivan Rodriguez will get the bulk of the carries for the Raiders. He's put himself together a nice little season so far. Raiders now looking at a 2nd and 11. Two receivers to the right, tight end to the left, and that block, it is thrown down, swatted down by the defense of the Wolverines. Nice heads-up play there. Looks like that was Brandon Bettis. Got those hands up and was able to swat that one down. So nice heads-up play there by the defense of the Wolverines. Here we go. Raiders trying to bounce that one out to the left and unable to get there as that Wolverine defense gets the stuff. So now looking at a 4th and 13. Raiders electing a punt. They don't want to be pinned deep in their own territory. And there's a fire call, trying to get out of there, trying to do whatever you can, make something out of nothing, and it looks like they might have got the first down. So the creativity of Ivan Rodriguez came into play, and he made a big play there. But it looks like the official's going to talk some stuff over. I don't see a flag, but they might say he could have crossed the line of scrimmage. I'm going to wait for the official call here. I'm going to say there's an illegal man downfield, and that'll bring the Raiders back, and it'll be a repeat of 4th down. Well, I mean, that was exciting. Officials penalty is declined. So that penalty is declined, and that's going to get the Wolverines offense out and in very good field position. So out come the Wolverines offense as they're going to start this drive on the Raiders' 34-yard line. Ball handed off inside, bounces one and picks up a few tough yards there as Miguel Olvera talked a little bit about Olvera in our pregame, as he's the playmaker for the Wolverines, and we'll be calling his name quite a bit. I'm sure he'll get a large amount of carries tonight. Second and 9. Handed off once again to Rivera. Picks up some tough yards and finally brought down from the back by Carlos Trevino. Carlos Trevino, one of the tackle leaders of the Raiders. He has a nose for the ball. So big third down here for the Wolverines. Ball's kept on that option, pitched out to Matthew Garza. Matthew Garza has some room to run. Doesn't look like anybody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Wolverines. Wolverines jump on the board first on the nice option pitch out to Matthew Garza. Matthew Garza does the rest. So put up 6 for the Wolverines as the extra point attempt, and gets ready. Kick is up, and it's good. So the Wolverines put one on the board first. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back.
Hey, Vaqueros fans, I'm Janelle Tanguma.
And I'm Blake Collin. Join us live for every UTRGV home football game for our pregame kickoff show, Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta.
We have been having a good old time at our Tailgate Fiesta.
We're bringing you live coverage, special guests, and fan energy leading up to kickoff. We'll see you at Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta.
V's up.
Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta is sponsored by the Bert Ogden Auto Group.
Wolverines strike first on the Matthew Garza touchdown run. Raiders gave them some good field position on a wacky situation as the Raiders were going to punt on a 4th down. They go on a scramble on that punt, on the snap of the punt. They kind of pitch it forward, and then there was an illegal man downfield. Wolverines declined that penalty and had good field position as they had the ball on the Raiders 34, and then from there the rest was history as the Wolverines took full advantage of the great field position. So Raiders come out, going to have themselves a second opportunity here, and they'll have many opportunities here tonight. Well, let's see if they can put together a string of plays here. They can march them down the field. Ball handed off inside to Gabriel Gonzalez. Picks up a few on that left side, trying to follow the likes of their lineman, Juan Salas, over on that left side, along with Victor Alvarez, trying to get the push off that offensive line. Commanding that line, center, Jaime Castillo. Two backs in the backfield now. That one handed off to Gonzalez once again. He gets around that outside, makes a move, and picks up a Raider first down. Finally being pushed out by Joaquin Palacios. Raiders out in a trips left, single back in the backfield. It's handed off once again to Gonzalez. He tries to follow a block, but he's tackled down at the ankles by Brandon Perez. So now looking at a 2nd and 11. Raiders bringing in some fresh legs here at the line position. And now they're set up in a trips right. Single back in the backfield is Gonzalez. Play action here. Coming around is Ivan Rodriguez. Doesn't see anything down the field and brought out of bounds. Nice pursuit angle there by Joaquin Palacios. Palacios already has picked up a few tackles here in this drive. Was a flag thrown on that play. So now a 3rd and 13 for the Raiders. Once again, getting the call for the Raiders is Gonzalez. Not much there. Wolverine defense does their job and holds the Raiders from getting a fresh set of downs. Punt team comes in. Wolverines back to receive. Nice punt. It takes a nice Raider bounce. They're going to let it go all the way down to the Wolverine 30. So Wolverine defense step up and make the stops they needed to make as the Raiders are trying to get the run game going behind Gabriel Gonzalez, but the Wolverine defense has just been nasty and stingy, not giving up much to the Raiders. And now, out come the Wolverines once again. They scored on their last drive, hoping to keep that momentum. Rolling out, looks downfield, it's caught. Nice pitch and catch there. Intended receiver there, and receiver Humberto Ansaldúa with a nice catch. And almost a perfect throw there. Ball handed off inside. Miguel Rivera met by a wall of black jerseys. Juan Carlos Sauceda gets in there, playing that left defensive end position. Ramirez drops and goes out to his right. Target was there, nicely covered, incomplete. So 3rd and 10. Ball on the Wolverine 48. Ramirez waiting for the snap. Olvera to his right. Handoff to Olvera. Olvera breaks one and picks up some steam. Crosses the 40, the 35. And a big-time gain for the Wolverines. Olvera keeping this drive alive. But there is a flag, and it's a holding call that's going to bring the Wolverines back. Those are the frustrating ones for the coaches and for the players. But this is the player who makes that big gain, you know, and the linemen, they're trying to do everything they can. You know, they're trying to do everything they can to block for their back. Sometimes a hand will slip or just grab a little bit too much jersey, and they get called for the hold. So 3rd and 12. Ramirez drops back, finds his receiver, and now there's some room to run. Nice catch by Vicente Lopez. But a flag comes out late on the play. Let's see what they're going to call this one. Flag got thrown out there towards the end of the play. And that's going to be a sideline warning against the Raiders. You know, I know these coaching staffs now have a get-back coach. You know, there's a certain white line that players cannot cross. And, you know, sometimes in just the momentum of the game and the excitement, it's hard to stay back. But they have to get back, and that's what they assign some of these coaches as the get-back coach, telling the players to get back. Little gain there on that keeper by Nolan Ramirez. Picked up about 6. Now looking at a 2nd and 4. It's a beautiful night in South Texas as the sun is going down and just the colors on the horizon. In Brownsville, you have palm trees in that background. Just a good look, a good atmosphere here in Brownsville, Texas. Tough yards there by Olvera as he looks like he picked up the first down. And the Wolverines keep marching. I tell you what, they came out firing on all cylinders, and they're fired up. Nolan Ramirez and Miguel Rivera wearing those safety cushions on their helmet, making sure they're doing everything they can to keep safe from any types of head injuries, which is becoming a new thing. You know, we want to make sure these kids are protected. So now looking at a 2nd down, all the Wolverines. Ramirez rolling out to his right, looking downfield. He's under some heavy pressure, tries to get rid of it. He does. He felt that pressure coming, and he knew that he needed to get rid of that ball before he suffered a big loss there. So nice awareness by Ramirez. But now the Wolverines facing a 3rd and 8. As we get close to the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Looks like there is some confusion in the formation here, but looks like we're going to set up the game clock. And we're pretty spot on with that to match the official clock here at Sam's. 3rd and 8 now for the Wolverines. Ramirez now rolling out to his left, finds his receiver, just sails a bit high. Found his man, ball just sailed a little high and over the head of the intended receiver there, Andrew De La Rosa. So now a 4th and 8. Wolverines looking for a field goal here. Tell you what, this will be a nice field goal if they can get this through. Richard Gomez doing the kicking for the Wolverines. It looks like we're going to have a timeout. This is Real Sports Live Networks, and we'll be back.
Inside Valley Politics, a fresh perspective on Valley, state, and national political issues. Join us as we feature in-depth interviews and original, unbiased reporting on topics important to you. Sunday at 6:30 a.m. on NBC 23.
Buying a car or trusting someone to take care of the one you already have, you want to know you're in good hands. Today, tomorrow, and every day after that. For over a century, Sames Automotive Group has been here. The oldest dealership group in Texas, built on a promise to do things the right way. A century of putting people first. A century of service and savings. A century of smile.
So now a 44-yard field goal attempt for the Wolverines. Snap. Hold, blocked, and fell on by the Wolverines. Big time block there, nicely done. Credited over to Luis Perez for the block. Raiders defense and their special teams there, their field goal alignment in there, make a big play and don't give up any more points to the Wolverines. But I'll tell you what, the Wolverine defense playing at an elite level right now, as they have just not given up much. Like Vicente Lopez, Emilio Gonzalez, getting in on that action there. So it looks like on this 2nd and 11, a couple things that want to talk over. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back.
That's the Sames way. Sames Automotive Group, delivering a century of trust.
There is always news happening in the Valley. When you see it, share it to Valley Central. See a fire? Share it. See a wreck? Share it. See crime or corruption? Share it. Be part of the Valley Central team. If you see it, share it. CBS 4.
Here we go, coming out of that timeout. 1:12 left in this first quarter of play as the Wolverines have themselves on top 7-0. But here come the Raiders. Ball handed off inside, finds a nice little crease, stays on his feet, bounces it out to the left, has some room to run at the 30, at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown Raiders. Gabriel Gonzalez with a big 60-yard touchdown run. And we knew it was just a matter of time before Gonzalez got something going, and boy, did he there. Six-7 game with extra point attempt. Getting ready. Looks like they're going for the 2-point conversion. Tries to bounce it out to the left. Does he have enough? Stuffed. Wolverine defense does not give any, and so we have a 6-7 game here in Brownsville, Texas. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back.
Coverage with our exclusive partnership with La Padre Space Channel. Weekly updates, live cameras from Starbase, and live coverage from SpaceX launches. CBS 4 News, your Space Coast station, working for you.
Back of the game as the Raiders do get on the board after that Gonzalez touchdown run, but their 2-point conversion attempt was not successful. So 6-7 ball game here. Raiders going to kick this one off. It's a short kickoff. Caught and fell on. Smartly done. Wolverines will have a couple plays to get down the field here in the first quarter. Man in motion. Flags come out. Full start on the offense. That'll move them back. So now 1st and 15. Ramirez in the shotgun. Rivera. Motion man Vicente Lopez. Rivera gets the call again. Breaks off one. Tries to spin around, but here comes the sea of black. One thing you'll see here, you know, the gang tackling of these teams is huge. And I'm sure that's what their coach, hey, everybody get in on the tackle. Everybody pursue the ball. You know, some of these running backs are tough running backs, and one guy tries to take somebody down. They can break through a tackle, maybe even two guys. But if you got all 9, all 11 guys out there, Ramirez with a play action, nicely done. Emilio Gonzalez with some room to run, gets down the field. Gonzalez was able to go out of bounds, but I do see a flag down there at the point of tackle. Let's see what they call that. Official clock here is 6 seconds. So the ball goes to the 42-yard line of the Raiders off that big catch by Emilio Gonzalez on the play action pass. But that looks like it's going to do it here for the first quarter of play as we have ourselves a tight game at 6-7 with the Wolverines up. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back with second quarter action.
Home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again.
Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Westlaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
Here we go, second quarter now. PSJA Memorial on the march. Delay quarterback keep, bursts through the middle, and picks up the first down. Actually picks up 9 on that, so a yard short of the first down. Nathan Ugia was in on that last tackle, making sure they didn't get that first down there, stopping them after 9. We got a little bit of a slow start of that play there, but Armida's able to pick up the first down. Two-back set now for the Wolverines. Ball handed off. Tries to stretch it out to the right. Nowhere to go. Leading that group of tacklers, Isaac Laredo. And they get that tackle for loss. Now a 2nd and 12. Ball on the Raider 29. Whistles and flags come out. Let's see what the call is going to be. Might be some movement. Going to be some movement on the line by the Wolverines. So now it's 2nd and 17. Ball gets pushed back to the 35. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, watching tonight's game on Real Sports Live Network. And here they go, looking deep down the field. Just a bit overthrown. Flag comes out. Might be a late hit or a roughing the passer. But this will be a big flag here. Sure enough, it's a roughing the passer call against the Raiders, and this is going to be big, as it'll give the Wolverines a fresh set of downs and move them all the way inside the Raiders' 20. Handoff goes inside to Olvera. Olvera toughs out a couple of yards. And when I say a couple, I literally mean a couple, as now we're looking at a 2nd and 7. Nolan Ramirez has been cool, calm, and collective, orchestrating this Wolverine offense so far. Now he's rolling out to his right, looking down the field, finds his man, is caught. Pass complete there. Caught by Matthew Garza. Garza's had himself a game, as he scored the first touchdown, the only touchdown of the Wolverines here tonight, and had himself a nice catch there. Ball inside the 10, spotted on the 6. 1st and goal. Here comes the big, tight unit. Olvera gets the call, but met in the backfield by the Raiders. Salcedo gets the big tackle there. Able to sneak through the line some way. Salcedo picks up the big tackle for loss. Still 2nd and goal now. Man's coming over in motion. Olvera, the full head of steam, picks up a few. Gets back inside the 5. Third and goal. In comes Oliver De La Garza, some fresh legs on the defensive side for the Raiders. The Wolverines in a tight package, try to go up the middle with a QB keep. And they're in. Some last effort attempts get the Wolverines in. Touchdown. QB sneak as Ramirez puts another touchdown on the board for the Wolverines. Extra point attempt. And that one looks like it was tipped no good. So now 13-6 ball game. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
This summer, settle in and reconnect with one another. South Padre Island has so many great places to stay. Condos, resorts, and hotels. Oh my! Book your summer getaway today. and start making memories poolside with the people you care about most. Visit SoPadre.com.
Welcome back to our action here as the Wolverines are going to get the ball back as they had that kickoff. It was a short kick, and they were able to go down there and pick it out of the air to claim the ball back. But there's going to be some talk going on over here, as Coach Garza wants to see what this exact call is, and Coach Garza felt that ball was already out of bounds. And he's not agreeing. But it looks like the official's going to stick to their guns. And Wolverines get the ball. So Wolverines in some nice field territory as they just had a touchdown drive. This one going up there is going to be a jump ball, and flags come thrown out everywhere. And let's see if they'll get a pass interference call. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. So now a 1st and 10. Rivera up the middle, picks up some tough yards. Quarterback keep Ramirez rolls out. Ball bobbled but caught, but nicely played by the Raiders defense as they didn't give up much on that pass. They were able to cross the 1st down mark though, so now it's going to be a 1st and goal. Rivera gets the call again, but big-time play once again by Juan Carlos Salcedo. Salcedo has been successful finding a gap and shooting through it to get to the ball. Short gain there, just trying to keep moving and get the yards shorter and shorter to the goal line, but now a 3rd and goal. Here we go, push tush. As Ramirez tries to get pushed over, but it was stopped short once again. So now a 4th and goal situation, ball on the 1. So 4th and goal, ball on the 1. Wolverines trying to punch it in, and they're going to take a timeout here, talk things over. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back.
Shop Bert Ogden Cadillac and select from the largest inventory of luxury vehicles in the Valley. Elevate your style when you choose from more than 200 new cars and SUVs. Available today. This is where legends are made and what they drive. Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh.
You never know when grief will come upon you and you find yourself in need of a funeral home. Emotions take over your thoughts, and it is difficult to think clearly. So where do you turn? You turn to Tomei Garza Funeral Home because they understand that guiding thoughtful care is a privilege, and the needs of your family and final request of your loved one must be met without question. Compassion, care, commitment. Tomei Garza Funeral Home, San Benito.
Here we go, 4th and goal, big play coming up here. Will the Wolverines be able to extend their lead, or will they come to a stop? Let's see what the official call is here. And they're stuffed. Stuffed at the half-yard line as the Raiders' defense does their job. Big time goal line stance for the Raiders as they were able to stop the momentum a bit. But now they put themselves in a tough situation being at the half-yard line. Pitched out and might have picked up a half yard. Like I say, it's extremely dangerous territory here. Trying to make something, finds a crease there and gives a buffer and a big-time gain as Gonzalez shows his athleticism. (13-6) game. It's been a good one here so far, as both these teams just being relentless and both trying to keep it close. Raiders trying to stretch this one out. Nice pursuit angles by the Wolverines. Second and 13 here, getting close to the 2-minute mark of the first half. Ball goes back in the end zone, trying to make something out of it. There's a man deep all by himself. On the road there to green pastures, past the 40. Pursuit angles trying to stop them, and they do, but not before escaping and picking up the big play for the Raiders. what looked to be disastrous turns into a huge play for the Raiders as Alex Garza. And let's take a look at that one. Let's take a look at that one again.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Wow, what a play there by the Raiders, where you were looking at disaster as that snap went into that end zone. Ivan Rodriguez picks it up, and you know, everybody sees the ball in the end zone, so everybody goes up, and you had Alex Garza being deeper than the deepest defender, and Rodriguez tosses it up there. And Garza able to get all the way to the Wolverine 16-yard line. Ball comes out. That was on the floor. Somehow, some way, just pops out of the hands. Pops out of the hands of Rodriguez and right in front of the Wolverine defense. So the Wolverines get a lucky break and get the ball back. Wow, what a game here. 13-6. Expect the unexpected. And you got to love it. This was any football fans' excitement here today is just through the roof in this first half. Two teams searching for their first district win here tonight, and you can just see it in both of them that they are going to do whatever they need to do to try to get it. So 2nd and 4 for the Wolverines. Tough run there, picks up the Wolverine first. First and 10, man in motion, going over and rolling out. But under some heavy pressure, comes back the other way. Tosses it out there, has a man, it's caught. Matthew Garza down the sideline, could go all the way, and he does. Touchdown, Wolverines. Big time play. As Ramirez was under some pressure and finds Matthew Garza deep, and Garza does the rest. So chuck that up to 19. Extra point is up, and this one is successful. We have a 20-6 ball game here at Sam Stadium. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back.
J4 Trailers es su mejor opción para remolques en el Valle de Río Grande. Contamos con remolques utilitarios, goosenecks, landscape, hotshot trailers, dump trailers, enclosed y mucho más. Su remolque necesita servicio o refacciones, nuestro nuevo departamento de partes y servicio está listo para atenderle. Aquí en J4 Trailers también realizamos el corte de tambores de freno.
Come visit us and get hitched at J4 Trailers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching here. Real Sports Live Networks as the PSJA Memorial Wolverines just scored another touchdown on the legs of Matthew Garza, making it a 20-6 ball game. But here come the Raiders. Nice return before being pushed out of bounds. That's Garza's second touchdown of the night, as he's had a running touchdown off a pitch option and then goes deep for 6 here, giving the Raiders a nice cushion. As we get closer and closer to halftime. Raiders may be able to get off a couple plays here before the end, and brought down sack. So that's going to take us into halftime as the PSJA Memorial Wolverines are up 20-6. We'll take a quick commercial break, and then we'll get into the Real Sports Live Network's halftime show.
Cameron County has emerged as one of the most promising regions in Texas. Our property tax rate is among the lowest in the RGV. Our communities are safer. Economic development is soaring. Thousands of high-paying jobs have been created. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again.
Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995, or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate, call us now.
Bert Ogden Ford Service, we value your time, so there's no appointment necessary and no waiting. Our factory-trained technicians and genuine Ford parts keep your Ford running like new. Bert Ogden Ford in Lyford. Service with confidence you can count on.
Dale gas!
When you're buying a car or trusting someone to take care of the one you already have, you want to know you're in good hands. Today, tomorrow, and every day after that. For over a century, Sames Automotive Group has been here. The oldest dealership group in Texas, built on a promise to do things the right way. A century of putting people first. A century of service and savings. A century of smiles. That's not just a tagline. That's the Sames way. Sames Automotive Group, delivering a century of trust.
Welcome back, Real Sports Live Network, at our halftime show brought to you by South Padre Island and Luke Freya Motors. What a game we've had here so far tonight as the PSJA Memorial Wolverines are on top 20-6. And it's been a game for the ages. I'll tell you what, as far as the Wolverines go, they've found their footing offensively. And they've put together some nice drives and some big plays. Nolan Ramirez, Miguel Rivera, and Matthew Garza have just found ways to make things happen. And there's been some crucial turnovers here that have led to those big plays as well. As far as the Raiders go, they did jump on the board once on a nice play by Gabriel Gonzalez on the ground. And he's had some big plays here as well. They just keep trying to get things going. And they just, they've missed an opportunity. They got stuffed on a goal line stands by the Wolverines. So they had an opportunity to punch another one in, kind of close the gap here, but just unsuccessful. Both these teams are just playing like tonight matters, and it does. Tonight does matter. They're trying to pick up, both teams trying to pick up their first district win. So we will see what happens here tonight as we're here at halftime. We'll get things going. We'll show some highlights here in a bit, talk a little bit more, and maybe watch a little bit of the band's performance on our split screen. But this is Real Sports Live Networks, and we'll be back.
Brownsville ISD, your future starts now. Our dedicated teachers inspire learning every day. Explore your passion with award-winning fine arts, championship sports programs, and cutting-edge technology in every classroom. From career and technical education to dual enrollment college credit courses, BISD prepares students for success, no matter what path they choose. Brownsville ISD, the best choice.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate!
What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Westlaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Welcome back to our halftime show. Real Sports Live Networks here as the PSJA Memorial Band has taken the field and doing their performance here tonight. And what a game we've talked about between these two teams. And we talked about it in our pregame show, how this was a pivotal matchup for both of these teams. We knew both of these teams were going to have to come out and bring it tonight. And it was a pick 'em. Like they said, it could have gone any way. And right now, the PSJA Memorial Wolverines have found a way to produce. Behind Miguel Rivera, behind their quarterback, Nolan Ramirez. And tonight, the first half stud, Matthew Garza, who has a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown here tonight. Wow, great football being played here at Sam's Stadium. We talked a little bit about both of these teams. We talked a little bit about their district. Let's go back and talk about their district once again. This 15-5A Division I is a tough district. You have some teams that are at the top right now. You have some undefeated teams so far. You have the Corpus Christi Flower Bluff Hornets, who are 5-0 on the season. They're 3-0 in district, but let's not count out one of the RGV's powerhouses, the PSJA North Raiders, who are a perfect 4-0 on their season so far. So I'll tell you what, that's going to be a clash when that game comes up between PSJA North and Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. But Flower Bluff has a test tonight. They're playing another team that's 3-0 in district right now too, at Westlaco East Wildcats. So lots going on in this district tonight. You also, like I said, you have North going against the emerging Harlingen South Hawks, which is a big game for them tonight. And then you fill out that middle. You know, if you were a betting person, you would say, okay, the top three teams in this district so far, so what we've seen, we've got PSJA North, we have Flower Bluff, we have Westlaco East. Those three teams may be a lock for a playoff spot, but who's going to grab that fourth one? You know, you have, like, once again, we talked about Harlingen South. You got Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial in that mix, too. Then you got the two Donnas. And then here tonight, Rivera Raiders and the PSJA Memorial. I'll tell you what, it's up in the air for that fourth spot. And whoever wants it the most, whoever's going to play the best ball here coming forward is going to grab that fourth spot, and that's going to be fun. That'll be extremely fun to watch, and we'll see what happens there. But what a game we've had here tonight. We're going to continue bringing you the action here from Sam's Stadium. We're going to look at a few highlights. We come back, we'll talk a little bit more about some scores around the valley. Let's jump into our highlights from tonight. And give these teams just being relentless. And both trying to keep it close. Raiders trying to stretch this one out. Nice pursuit angles by the Wolverines. Trying to make something out of it. There's a man deep all by himself. On the road there to green pastures past the 40. Pursuit angles trying to stop them. And they did up there. And Garza able to get all the way to the Wolverine 16-yard line. Ball comes out. That was on the floor. Man in motion going over and rolling out. But under some heavy pressure, comes back the other way. Tosses it out there. Has a man. It's caught. Matthew Garza down the sideline. Could go all the way, and he does. Raiders may be able to get off a couple plays here before the end. And brought down sack. Two receivers to the right, tight end to the left, and that block, it's electing a punt. They don't want to be pinned deep in their own territory. And there's a fire call, trying to get out of there, trying to do whatever he can, make something out of nothing, and it looks like they might have. So big third down here for the Wolverines. Ball's kept on that option, pitched out to Matthew Garza. Matthew Garza has some room to run. Doesn't look like anybody's going to catch him. Touchdown. Commanding that line, center, Jaime Castillo. Two backs in the backfield now. That one handed off to Gonzalez once again. He gets around that outside, makes a move, and picks up to the Raiders. And now out come the Wolverines once again. They scored on their last drive, hoping to keep that momentum. Rolling out, looks downfield. It's caught. Nice pitch and catch there. And Ramirez waiting for the snap. Olvera to his right. Handoff to Olvera. Olvera breaks one and picks up some steam. Crosses the 40, the 35. So 3rd and 12. Ramirez drops back, finds his receiver, and now there's some room to run. Nice catch by Vicente Lopez.
A century of smile.
So now a 44-yard field goal attempt for the Wolverines. Snap, hold, blocked, and fell on by the Wolverines. Up 7-0. But here come the Raiders. Ball handed off inside, finds a nice little crease, stays on his feet, bounces it out to the left, has some room to run at the 30, at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown Raiders. To take somebody down, they can break through a tackle, maybe even two guys, but if you got all 9, all 11 guys out there, Ramirez with a play action, nicely done. Emilio Gonzalez with some room to run, gets down the field. Here we go, second quarter now. PSJA Memorial on the march. Delay quarterback keep, bursts through the middle, and picks up the first down. Nolan Ramirez has been cool, calm, and collective, orchestrating this Wolverine offense so far. Now he's rolling out to his right, looking down the field, finds his man, is caught. Nice catch there. Ball inside the 10, spotted on the 6. 1st and goal. Here comes the big tight unit. Olvera gets the call, but met in the backfield by the Raiders. Some fresh legs on the defensive side for the Raiders. Wolverines in a tight package, try to go up the middle with a QB keep. And they're in. Quarterback keep, Ramirez rolls out. Ball bobbled but caught, but nicely played by the Raiders defense. Play coming up here. Will the Wolverines be able to extend their lead, or will they come to a stop? Let's see what the official call is here. And they're stuffed. Trying to make something, finds a crease there. And give these teams just being relentless. And both trying to keep it close. Raiders trying to stretch this one out. Nice pursuit angles by the Wolverines. Trying to make something out of it. There's a man deep all by himself. on the road there to green pastures past the 40. Pursuit angles trying to stop them, and they did up there. And Garza able to get all the way to the Wolverine 16-yard line. Ball comes out. That was on the floor. Man in motion going over and rolling out. But under some heavy pressure, comes back the other way. Tosses it out there. Has a man. It's caught. Matthew Garza down the sideline. Could go all the way, and he does. Raiders may be able to get off a couple of plays here before the end. And brought down sack.
At Marine Military Academy, we educate those who dare to achieve. Those eager to control their future before it controls them. Those who can follow a path so they can eventually make their own. Those ready to join in order to stand out. Welcome to MMA, Forging Tomorrow's Leaders.
Time to take a new look, maybe your first look at Buick. If smart, hip, and affordable is for you, Buick's your brand. For your Buick, Brownsville, Texas.
Halftime here at Sam Stadium on Coach Joe A. Rodriguez Field, as we've had ourselves a great game here through one half of play. It looks like it's also homecoming night here. I was not aware of that, but we have the homecoming court about to come out here shortly. But what a great first half of football that we've had here tonight, as the PSJA Memorial Wolverines are on top 20-6 after 2 quarters of play. I want to talk about some of the scores going around the valley. You know, we have some big games going on. Flower Bluff and Westaco East, another set of teams in this district, the 15-5A. Flower Bluff up 15-7 on the last check on that one. Then the other group, we have the 6As here. We have Los Fresnos 49, Sherryland 14 at halftime. Harlingen and Cuero. Cuero came down. Cuero, a state-ranked team, coming up against Harlingen, and Cuero Gobblers up 28-6. We had a big non-district game, too, against 2 big-time perennial teams in the valley, St. Joseph Academy and La Feria. But St. Joseph is running the court there at halftime, 45-23, putting up 45 points in a half. So St. Joe is just unloaded offensively in that first half. We got La Grulia and Hidalgo, 13-7. La Grulia up right now. Los Fresnos and Sherryland. Score right now, Los Fresnos 49, Sherryland 14. At some point in time, I want to say, you know, one of our Brownsville teams here, Brownsville Hannah, will have to come across Los Fresnos. I remember calling that game here last year. Quarterback Pineda, Los Fresnos, just a highlight reel. He's a tough man to stop. So he has his Los Fresnos Falcons up 49-14 against Sherryland. So we're here at halftime. Still got a little bit of time to go. Have the homecoming court coming out. This is Real Sports Live Networks. We'll be back.
Sherryland ISD returning students need to district work here, learn here, or tuition-based enrollment. Register now. Call 956-584-6408. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995 or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Hey Vaqueros fans, I'm Janelle Tanguma.
And I'm Blake Collin. Join us live for every UTRGV home football game for our pregame kickoff show, Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta.
We have been having a good old time at our Tailgate Fiesta.
We're bringing you live coverage, special guests, and fan energy leading up to kickoff. We'll see you at Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta.
V's up.
Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta is sponsored by the Bert Ogden Auto Group.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you all for hanging with us during this halftime. We got about 3 minutes left in the half as the Rivera Raiders are having their homecoming court come on out. And you know, congratulations to all those involved with this. You just, you know, that's the great feeling. You know, things that these kids will remember throughout their whole lives. At this moment right now, coming down and being recognized for being a class favorite or, you know, a king, a queen, a beau, or, you know, anything that they could give an award to. Congratulations to them. You know, lifetime of memory right there. But back to here, talking about football. What a game we've had here tonight. 20-6 game, and the score, this game's closer than the score is indicating. Don't get me wrong. The Raiders are down 14, you know, down 2 scores, but they had an opportunity to cut this to a 1-score game. But the Wolverine defense came to life and just had a goal line stance that made things happen and made them extend their lead on coming back. But what a game it's been here tonight, guys, and we're extremely proud to be part of this. Want to also thank BISD for having us here tonight. Always great to be in Sam's. Definitely one of my favorite venues and stadiums to call from. Always make you feel at home here. And just the renovations of this field, Coach Joe A. Rodriguez Field has just been tremendous. Just a beautiful field here, the new turf. Like I said, part of those renovations was making this field wider and for soccer purposes as well. If you look at some of the the sideline markings. You have the football field inside of there, but then you have those yellow lines that are going a little bit deeper past the sideline that would mark off the soccer boundaries. So just a great field, and once again, eventually UTRGV Vaqueros will have some home games here at Sam Stadium. I can only imagine how packed this place would get over here. You know, we've seen the excitement over in Edinburgh, and I can only imagine, you know, what it would be like here at Sam Stadium. I'm going to have to try to get on a VIP list for that one to try to even get over here. But just nicely done and beautiful field. Congratulations to BISD on the renovations here at Sam's. And during that time, you know, a lot of these Brownsville schools were splitting the field over at Brownsville Sports Park, which is another great venue that was being used, and that's a nice stadium over there. I called a couple games over at Brownsville Sports Park. That's a fun place to be at. And then Brownsville Veterans Memorial over there, the Chargers field. Some of the teams from Brownsville were playing over there. Of course, the Chargers, that's their home field over there. But what a great atmosphere here in Brownsville, having the luxury of having different fields to choose from. But right here at Sam Stadium, this is the Mecca. This is the Mecca of the Brownsville stadiums, and we're happy to be here. So we are just a minute or two away from the start of our second half. This is Real Sports Live Networks, and we'll be back.
At Brownsville ISD, every journey starts with a strong foundation.
Our academic programs inspire curiosity and critical thinking.
In athletics, students unleash their potential while diving into school spirit.
Creativity shines throughout our various fine arts programs.
Our career and technical education provides students with essential skills for the workforce.
With dual enrollment courses, students can earn college credits while still in high school.
Brownsville ISD.
One team.
One dream.
When you're buying a car or trusting someone to take care of the one you already have, you want to know you're in good hands. Today, tomorrow, and every day after that. For over a century, Sames Automotive Group has been here. The oldest dealership group in Texas, built on a promise to do things the right way. A century of putting people first. A century of service and savings. A century of smiles. That's not just a tagline. That's the Sames way. Sames Automotive Group, delivering a century of trust.
J Ford Trailers is your best source for hauling in the Rio Grande Valley. We have utility, goosenecks, landscape, hotshot trailers, dump trailers, enclosed, and more. Does your trailer need a part service? Let our new parts and service department help you. Here at J Ford Trailers, we also cut brake drums.
Come visit us and get hitched at J Ford Trailers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are getting ready for the third quarter. I can only imagine what the halftime locker room speeches were, but I'll take some guesses. If you're the PSJA Memorial Wolverines, you are fired up and running on all cylinders, having this lead at halftime, 20-6. Coach definitely has his guys fired up over there with this lead, but he is saying, hey, no lead is safe here. We have a lot of football to play, and we must come out the way that we came out to start this game. And who knows, they may be a second-half ball club. I don't know, but they definitely came out to play in the first half. And if they're a second-half ball club, it might be scary of what they're going to do here in the second half. Now, if you're the Brownsville Raiders, Rivera Raiders, what do you say to your team in there? Hold tight. We are not that far off. This lead can disseminate here pretty soon if we make some stops, but we have to execute. We have to produce. We have to punch it in. So you're going to get your guys fired up. You're going to get your guys motivated. You're going to get your guys to come out and give you a half of 110%. So here we go, opening kickoff to start off the second half of play, as Memorial will start off with the ball. Finding some room to run up that right side of the field, finally being brought down. That was Christian Rivera with a nice return there. It looks like he's a little shaken up, and we will take a official timeout to start this second half. We'll be back.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Westlaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Coming back out of that official timeout, looks like everything was okay as Rivera was able to get up on his own will and get over to that sideline. And here come the Wolverines. First play of the second half goes to Olvera. Olvera has been doing the grunt work for the Wolverines and carrying a heavy load, but he's been the man to have the ball in his hands about 80% of this Wolverine offense. Ramirez in the shotgun. Has Olvera to his right. Ball is handed off to Rivera. To take that back, Olvera picks up a tough 4. But looks like he will be a little short of the first down. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and 1. Keeping it easy with a quarterback draw. Tries to pick up that 1 yard. Looks like he does. So first down, and that'll move the chains. Man in motion is De La Rosa. De La Rosa gets the little jet sweep there, but there is nowhere for him to go. Salcedo is able to get back there for the big tackle for loss. Salcedo has been doing some disruption when he can, and he gets back there. He finds a lane there. He's able to sneak through some gaps And that's about his third or fourth tackle for loss. So nicely done by the Raiders, Salcedo. That's Juan Carlos Salcedo. Ramirez rolling out, throws the deep ball, but a little bit too deep. Wolverines were maybe hoping for a flag to come out there, but no call. So now a big third down for the Wolverines, a 3rd and 13. Rivera goes out. Ball goes a little too hard, but Ramirez was also hit hard on the release. So pass incomplete. And now we have a 4th down. Out comes the punting unit. Back for the Raiders is Alex Garza. Alex Garza had himself a big gain earlier in the first half. And he's looking for the wall, gets one block, being pursued, and finally chased out of bounds. O-line for the Raiders getting set here. Gonzalez, lone back, takes a stutter step and bounces it out to the left. Follows a block, runs into his own guy and bounced back. So he tried to follow his blocker, but almost like kind of ran into his back, and when he did, bounced off and fell. So he loses a yard. Raiders up to the line now, 2nd and 11. Ball handed off, trying to stretch it out to his right, but the containment is there and nicely played by the Wolverines. As Gabriel Gonzalez tries to stretch it out, but the containment by the Wolverines is well played. And that's the biggest thing when these guys want to try to get to the outside. You want to keep containment to try to push them back inside where everybody's at. Big 3rd down here. Flags come out. As it looks like we're going to have a delay of game call. Coach Garza not too happy. I think he was trying to call a timeout, and the line judge didn't give him a call there. Coach is talking it over. And looks like the Raiders are going to call a timeout. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back.
settle in and reconnect with one another. South Padre Island has so many great places to stay. Condos, resorts, and hotels. Oh my! Book your summer getaway today. And start making memories poolside with the people you care about most. Visit SoPadre.com.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big.
Back out of the timeout, lots of pressure being put on. Sack. Credited over to Brandon Perez as he was able to find Rodriguez on the scramble. And this is going to force the Raiders to punt it away. There was a penalty on the play, and that penalty is declined. 4th down. Anthony Campa back to receive the punt. High punt. Ooh. Met immediately on the catch. And that was a big shot there by the Raiders. Aziel Garza. Great special team coverage there, but could have been a little scary. So out comes the Wolverine offense once again. Ball on the Wolverine 43. Rivera gets the call, makes a spin move just across the line of scrimmage. Second and 7 for the Wolverines. Rivera once again. He finds a crease up the middle, able to bring it back, brought down, but not before he could get the first down. So first down, Wolverines. As Rivera's having himself a nice game. Ball on the Raider 40. Rivera gets a call again. This time there's nowhere to go. As Carlos Trevino gets in on that tackle. Carlos Trevino, one of the leaders on the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders, picks up the nice tackle for loss. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout called here. It'll be the first timeout of the second half, and this Real Sports Live will be back.
Think TSC.
I want to be a doctor.
I want to play professional soccer.
I want to play at Carnegie Hall.
At Brownsville ISD, dreams take shape with nationally recognized academic programs, championship athletics, and distinguished fine arts. Success isn't just a goal, it's our tradition. The best choice for your child's journey is Brownsville ISD.
Back out of the timeout now. Here we go. 2nd and 11. As the Wolverines have the play that they want. Now to execute. Trips right formation, man in motion. Coming over is De La Rosa. It's going to be a QB keep. Follows one, follows two, and tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Comes down, but a couple flags come flying out as well. And that's going to go against the Wolverines. So now a 2nd and 21. The Wolverines are looking at here. Play action, it's good. Has some room to run. Nice open field tackle by the Raiders, though. Only gave up so much. Vicente Lopez on the receiving end of that. Well, it looks like Lopez hit with the cramp bug. And we're going to take an official timeout. This is Real Sports Live.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us.
So a 3rd and 12. Now for the Wolverines as they're trying to keep this drive alive. Rivera has nowhere to go there. Salcedo once again able to pick up that tackle. As the Raiders defense step up and force the Wolverines into a 4th. So punting unit comes out for the Wolverines. Snap a little low, but able to recover. It's a high punt, and it's going to be a fair catch. So ball gets turned over on downs, and out comes the Raiders offense as they're going to try to put together a string of plays to get them some points on the board. Been pretty impressed with the Wolverines' defense as they haven't given up much. They've only given up one touchdown here tonight, as they've just been relentless on the defensive side of things. Still a lot of time to play in tonight's game, though. You know, anything can happen. The Raiders can put some points on the board, cut the lead some here. Quarterback keep, and here he goes off to the races. He's past the 35, the 40, gets a half field. And there is the speed of the Raiders, as Arturo Cuellar picks up the big run. Gets all the way to the 47. Looks like he stepped out of bounds. Somewhere along the way. Here he comes again. That's Cuellar. Gets the call, finds a crease, and then some, picks up the tough run. And the Raider first down. Cuellar comes in and gives a little bit of spark in the run game here, but we have a player shaken up. This is Real Sports Live. We're going to take an official timeout.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate. Call us now.
Sunny Glen Children's Home has provided a place of hope for every child since 1936. If you'd like more information on Sunny Glen and the services we offer, please visit us at www.sunnyglen.org.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995, or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
And here come the Raiders. Another big burst there, as Gabriel Gonzalez picks up the nice gain. And let's see if we can feel a shift in momentum. Maybe the Raiders will get things going here and continue to march it down and put some points up. Cuellar gets the call again, but this time the pursuit is there from the Wolverines and brought down. Slowing them down there, Brandon Bettis once again found himself a lane and made Cuellar pop back to the middle where all the Wolverines were. So now a 3rd and 3. Cuellar still at the quarterback position, as Ivan Rodriguez is now at a slot. Flags come out. Looks like play clock had come to an end. This is Real Sports Live. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back to the end of this 3rd quarter.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source, Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
So a 3rd and 3 for the Raiders with 1:15 left in the 3rd. Cuellar still at the quarterback, and there's another flag. That'll be against the offense, a false start call. So what was a 3rd and 3 is now a 3rd and 8. Thanking everybody for staying with us here at RSL Network. Whether you're watching on our app, the RSL app on your iPhone or Android, or you're picking us up on YouTube, maybe on our website. Cuellar lowers his shoulders and picks up about an extra 4 yards there before being brought down. Tough run. But still running in the right direction. Let's see. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Raiders. Big 8-yard gain by Cuellar. It was actually a 6-yard gain, maybe a 4-yard gain, and then he just kind of lowered his shoulders and kept pumping his legs to pick up another 4. Flags come out again. It looks like the play clock might have ran out again. Delay game on the offense. And that'll take them back 5. They've been moving the ball well here, and then they get that call, bring them back 5. But let's see if they can continue what they've been doing here on this drive with Cuellar at the quarterback. This one's handed off, and that goes to Ivan Rodriguez as he has plenty of room to run down that right sideline. He's in for 6, but there are some flags being thrown in the backfield. Let's see what the call is. This don't want to jump to any conclusions here. But it's going to be a holding call against the Raiders. So this one comes back. The crowd is not pleased with the call, but so this brings the Raiders back to a 1st and 25. Might be the same play. Oh, and they're going with some trickery. A halfback pass, tossed up, interception. Wolverines come away with a turnover. As the Raiders coming out in a trick play as they were going to do that little end around they ran before, but this time Rodriguez had the green light to toss it. Oh, looks like we have flag coming out here. And this is way after the play, and I'm not sure what happened here. Going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Raiders. And an unsportsmanlike against Memorial, and those penalties are going to offset. But Memorial is going to have the ball on that interception. Big play there by the secondary of the Wolverines. Stop that drive by the Raiders. And we're in the last few seconds here of this third quarter. Officials still talking about a couple team things. I guess they're writing some notes in there. Make sure everything's correct and noted. Seen a little bit of everything here in tonight's game. I can only imagine what the fourth quarter play will bring us. High snap, kept. Little end around there to pick up a few yards, and that's going to take us to the end of 3 as we get ready for a fourth quarter ball here at Sam Stadium as the PSJA Memorial Wolverines are up 20-6.
There is always news happening in the Valley. When you see it, share it to Valley Central. See a fire? Share it. See a wreck? Share it. See crime or corruption? Share it. Be part of the Valley Central team. If you see it, share it.
Here we go, fourth quarter ball now. This is it, 12 minutes left in this game. As the Wolverines trying to hold on and extend their lead, and the Raiders trying to stay in the game. Josh Bautista getting some reps in now for the Wolverines as he comes out with a nice little run. Third and 1. Here comes the rush. Handed off to Rivera. Rivera picks up the first. Rivera been the workhorse for the Wolverines. He may not have been the player who's punched it in the end zone, but he's definitely done the work between the 30s. Man in motion, Matthew Garza. Garza's been the flash for the Wolverines, and he picks up a nice little gain there. 2nd and 6 now for the Wolverines. Ball spotted on the 43-yard line. Matisa hands this one off to Rivera. Rivera doing what he does, finding the narrow pathways and then just squeezing through. Looks like he got enough for a Wolverine first down. Rivera with his 3rd consecutive carry there. Might have been more, but he gets about to the line of scrimmage. As a crowd favorite plays from the band, Hey Baby. Just the cacophony of everything here, the sounds, the fans cheering, the cheerleaders cheering, the bands playing, just the excitement of Friday Night Football. On the scramble, finds a man. Garza makes a nice move, but taken down and hit pretty hard. We're going to take an official timeout here. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back.
At Marine Military Academy, we educate those who dare to achieve. Those eager to control their future before it controls them. Those who can follow a path so they can eventually make their own. Those ready to join in order to stand out. Welcome to MMA, forging tomorrow's leaders.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
Out of that official timeout, looked like Garza was okay, just a little shaken up, able to get over the sideline. You know, Garza's made some big plays here tonight. He has 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground and 1 receiving touchdown. Their hope that he'll get back in the game here soon. Quarterback keep here on the go-ahead. Batista picks up the Wolverine first down. There has not been a score in this second half so far, but we still got 9 minutes to play. Plenty of time for something to happen here. Or maybe these 2 teams will just have a defensive standoff. Olvera finds some room over to that left between the tackles, but may have picked up a couple. You gotta love October time for football. As you see the color pink come out, as fans and players recognize Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as the pink socks, jerseys, tape, wristbands, and everything else come out. Heavy pressure coming from the Raiders, incomplete. Andres Rocha bringing the heat. So So now the Wolverines looking at a third down. This is where things kind of tighten up here. We've seen this in the last couple of drives for both teams as they approach their opponent's 40, 45-yard line, 35-yard line. And this is where things start to get a little bit tough as both defenses start to step up. It looks like the Wolverines are going to have to call a timeout here. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back. Out of the timeout, looks like both teams talking things over, trying to figure out what they want to do here out of this 3rd and 10. As this will be a 3rd down and a big one for the Wolverines. Batista still in as quarterback. Non Ramirez started off as quarterback, and they made a switch here. I'm not sure. And now it looks like the Raiders call a timeout. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back.
Cameron County has emerged as one of the most promising regions in Texas. We're experiencing unprecedented growth. New infrastructure projects are being developed. We're a leader in spaceflight research and have become an energy export powerhouse. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Westlaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
Out of the Raider timeout, let's see if all adjustments were made as the Wolverines have a man in motion. Dropping back is Batista. He looks back to the opposite side of the field. And read beautifully by the Raider defense as they make the big stop there. Nathan Iguia. Iguia makes the big stop, as he's known to do, as he's the defensive captain for the Raiders. And he sniffed that one out from the start. So Wolverine going to have to punt this one away, and it is blocked. Nope, it got through. It did get through. Takes a bounce. And taken, risky move there. Catch, and he had two Wolverines in front of him. Somehow was able to escape from that. But they had brought some heavy pressure. For a minute there, I thought they had blocked it, but it got through two defenders that were coming in hot. So here we go. Still plenty of time. 7:30, close to 7:30 left in this game. Raiders still have plenty of time to make a drive here, cut this lead down a bit. Man in motion going over, De La Garza, but there's nowhere to run. That Wolverine defense came in quick and stopped anything the Raiders thought they might get out of that one. Looks like we have a player shaken up in this Real Sports Live. We're going to take this injury timeout.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Shop Bert Ogden Cadillac and select from the largest inventory of luxury vehicles in the Valley. Elevate your style when you choose from more than 200 new cars and SUVs available today. This is where legends are made and what they drive. Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh.
Coming out of the injury timeout, here come the Raiders trying to get a drive going here. Rolling out to his left, taken down there, Ivan Rodriguez. Pushed out of bounds. Flag was on that play, and it's a second and 20 now. As the Raiders are pinned back deep, and this is dangerous territory. The Wolverines going to try to apply some pressure, and here it comes on the scramble. Able to make something happen here, and pushed out of bounds. That was Cuellar in at the quarterback, and looks like he was able to pick up those 20 yards. Let's see where they put him here. Well, he was able to pick up at least 15. And now looking at a 3rd and 5. Ball handed off, bounced out to that outside, has some room to go, crosses the first down marker. So the Raiders pick up the first down. Gabriel Gonzalez. There's a snap. Cuellar under some pressure and brought down immediately. Big time tackle for loss in the backfield. Did on that Emilio Gonzalez. Part of that pressure. And that was a big play for the Wolverines. This is where, you know, the Raiders are going to have to start playing with some urgency here As we're getting, we're under the 6-minute mark left in this game, and they're still two to three touchdowns away from getting back into this. Cuellar on the scramble. He throws that one up there, able to make a completion here to Rodriguez. Rodriguez down the sideline, picks up a big gain, but there is a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And those are the momentum killers there. If this goes against the Raiders, illegal man downfield. Those are tough. Your linemen are just trying to keep their blocks or find a block. Sometimes they just go a little too far up the field, and next thing you know, you have an illegal man downfield. But that's a tough break there for the Raiders as they try to pick up that big gain there, but being brought back. So now a 2nd and 17 for the Raiders. See if they can find a little bit of magic here. The reverse coming their way. Rodriguez once again showing his athleticism, coming down that left side of the field, picks up the first down. Rodriguez started this game at quarterback, and they just said, you know what? Let's put in Cuellar and let's just try to get the ball into our most athletic player. You have Gonzalez, who's done a good job. He's shown his athleticism, but now they're trying to get Ivan Rodriguez with the ball into his hands so he can make some things happen. And right there, he picks up the big first down. Here comes Cuellar doing some tough running here. Gets out of bounds, picked up a few. Cuellar back in the shotgun spread formation. This ball's handed off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez tries to stretch it out to the right. He does, and able to pick up a first down. And here comes a flag, as that looks like there's going to be a late hit, as Gonzalez was already out of bounds. So let's add on another 15 yards here. It's going to be a personal foul. 15 yards and a first down. So Raiders showing some signs of life here and on the march, now in Wolverine territory. 1st and 10. Cuellar counters back to the other side, trying to make a play here and picks up about 4 to 5 yards. Guayada didn't see anything that he liked on this left side, so he bounces back to the right, picks up 3. Saw some timeout being signaled, but also the play clock goes off. There was a flag that came out. And that is going to be a delay of game on the Raiders, taking them back. So now a 2nd and 12 for the Raiders. Guayad on the play action. Now he scrambles out to his right, has some room to run, gets tripped up and pushed out of bounds. Might have been short of the first down. Let's see where they give the official mark. He is a tad short. It's going to be a 3rd and 2. Third and 2, and here comes the flags again. Let's see if who jumped here. And that's going to be against the Raiders. So now a 3rd and 7. Guayad in the shotgun. Here comes the man in motion. He gets the handoff. That's De La Garza. De La Garza trying to turn that corner. And let's see if it was enough for the first or if he's going to be a tad short. And he is. It's going to be a 4th and 2. And they have nothing to lose, so they're getting up to the line. Getting the push. Let's see who wins this line of scrimmage here. See what the call is. And it looks like the Wolverines win that battle at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be short. And Coach is not happy about the placement of the ball, but I don't know if it'll be enough to change any minds here. And with about 4 minutes left in our game, the Wolverines make the defensive stand. Kudos to the Wolverine defense. I'll tell you what, they've just been lights out today. Lights out defense for the Wolverine. They've only given up 1 touchdown. They've had 2 big stance here, 1 a goal line stance and 1 this 4th down stance. Play action here. Ball kept. Nice movement of the ball by Batista. Big push up the middle, picks up the Wolverine first down. Coming up to the line. Kept once again on the draw. Bautista. They're just going to run until they can run this clock to expire. Getting to that 2-minute mark of the game, the clock just keeps ticking, and we start thinking and talking about who will be tonight's Economy Awards Player of the Game. So many deserving players here tonight as the Wolverines keep going and trying to run this clock. Looks like there's going to be a timeout being called. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back.
Fiber, this is our home. Take a look at what we do.
Every journey begins with a dream.
Welcome back. We're down to under 2 minutes left in this game. And once again, we talk about Economy Awards, Real Sports Live Network Player of the Game tonight. You know, we look at the Wolverines over here who have found themselves winning this game here tonight. And they're going to finish this out as they let this clock go and expire. They're going to run this down until the end. And what a game, you know, what a game. And we talk about some players here who were some impacts. You cannot, you know, the work of Ramirez at quarterback through the first half. You have Rivera, who's just, you know, he was really the catalyst for this team offensively between the 30s. And then you have Matthew Garza, who found the end zone twice tonight, one on a rushing touchdown, the other on a receiving touchdown. And you know, and then we can't, you know, we got the defense. The defense has just been lights out. You know, the defense has just been lights out, putting up only 6 points. Just putting up 6 points. And, you know, you wish you could break this award into so many little pieces and give it to everyone that's deserving of it all. But, you know, you really can't. There's going to have to be one. We only get one award out a game, and it looks like there's a timeout being called. And tonight's Real Sports Live Player of the Game is going to go to Matthew Garza. Matthew Garza, number one of the Wolverines, had 2 touchdowns here tonight and you know, was a playmaker. Before our pregame, we talked a little bit about Ramirez. We talked about Rivera. And then you had Matthew Garza just come out and do a great job making the big play when it was needed. He started the tempo of this game. He came to play and just, giving his team the momentum to rock and roll. From the gates, you talk about visiting teams coming to a stadium, and sometimes it takes them a bit to get going, to get warm. But tonight, you had the Wolverines come out firing on all cylinders, and that doesn't happen all the time. But Coach did a great job over there, having his guys mentally ready coming in here, and that says a lot about the coaching staff over there for Memorial. And we talked about how this was a game that needed to be won on either side. It was going to be a turning point. This will be the first district win for the Wolverines, and that'll leave the Raiders still searching for their first district win, and it's not going to get any easier. Congratulations to the Wolverines, and kudos to the Raiders who played their hearts out tonight. But like we said earlier, there can only be one winner, and we're going to get to our post-game show here in a bit.
We're here to help you chart your own course with the confidence of the Chevy brand behind you. Your adventure starts here, Bert Ogden Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Garza Memorial Funeral Home le ha ayudado a familias rendir homenaje a sus seres queridos por más de 100 años, desde sus instalaciones hasta asegurarle un servicio personalizado, atendiendo todos los detalles a un precio cómodo. Garza Memorial Funeral Home, donde la atención personal hace la diferencia.
Welcome back to Radio Sports Live Networks here at Sam Stadium, and we have the end of our game. We have our post-game show. We'll be done quickly in a hurry here as we're already getting, the lights out, stopping the video feed, but we're still here. Just a quick recap of tonight's game. And like I was saying before we ended the end of regulation, I said, man, what a preparation that the coaching staff for the Wolverines did for their team. And I talked about, hey, when you're the visiting team and you have to travel to another stadium, sometimes you get off the bus and it takes a bit to get going. It takes a while for the focus. You have that little trip. You could be, but the distractions that could happen from here to there. But man, these Wolverines came out locked in and ready to rock and roll right from the gate. Matthew Garza started things off, putting up 6 on the board. Then that was the first touchdown of the night. Then you had Ramirez with a QB sneak. That was their second touchdown of the night. And then Ramirez found Matthew Garza behind the DB, and Matthew Garza did the rest on the big touchdown catch receiving. As for the Raiders, Gonzalez showed his flash here tonight. You got to give credit to the Raiders and how hard they played here. But, the defense of PSJA Memorial tonight they were stout, and they did a great job holding the Raiders at bay. But what a great game here tonight. We want to thank BISD for having us. And we're Real Sports Live. We don't have any more video feeds, so we're going to go ahead and cut this. And we love to be here at Sam Stadium. Hospitality, top-notch. The crews up here, top-notch. Just a great experience. We wish everybody